Hi, friends. My name is Luciano. I make videos on the internet. Oftentimes, I like to talk about jump chains and choose your own adventures and other topics that I relate to and that I think a lot about. But today, we are going to be doing a simple check in video. I'm going to see how you're doing. You're going to see how I'm doing. If you are new here, I'm delighted that you've decided to stop by my channel and make me a part of your day, even if only for a few moments. And if you are a returning friend, I'm so happy that you've decided to come back and make me a part of your day once again. So, Mondays I like to save for Let's Plays because Let's Plays are actually very challenging for me to make. There is one kind of exception to this. With the Sonic Adventure 2 series, I have just been recording and I've been uploading what I've recorded no matter what. But that is not something that I really like to do. I like to have some basic ideas and know more or less what I'm going to talk about, and I like to do that, and then I like to challenge myself with the Let's Play Monday series, wherein I go and I do my best to be present in the moment and to make content that is engaging enough that I feel proud of it, but today it wasn't working. I don't know if today is just a rough headspace day for me, which happens sometimes, but I tried a whole bunch of different games for over an hour, and while I was able to play the games and I was able to talk, it didn't feel good. I didn't feel like I was making a whole bunch of sense, and I wasn't loving it. So we're doing this instead. So for those of you who don't know, I am physically disabled and I am chronically ill, and in my case, those two things are separate, but they affect me together, and on some days that is worse than on other days, but it is always passively affecting me. It can be really difficult for me to focus. And this is a consequence of a just sort of not fatigue, but a sort of like constant layer of distraction that I am dealing with. I was in a car crash a couple of years ago that left me physically disabled. I have a tricky sort of physical disability where I can walk without a cane, but when I walk without a cane, I'm in more pain than when I walk with a cane, and even with a cane, I'm always in pain, so that constant layer of pain is always keeping me a little bit not present. And there are times when I challenge myself. I like the Let's Play videos because there is a lot of stuff going on screen, and I'm still trying to talk about things in a way that makes sense and in a way that people are able to stay somewhat engaged with. And it has worked to differing levels of extent. Sometimes I'm more successful at it than I am at other times, and today I was not successful at it at all. I was able to record something like probably an hour and a half of footage, and I deleted all of it, not because I was bad at the game, but just because I felt like I wasn't able to stay focused enough, and I didn't want to upload that. So I'm doing this instead. This video isn't going to be particularly long. I'll just use this time to let y'all know what's going on with me a little. And the main thing that's going on with me a little is that I am trying new and different things, and in some cases that's more obvious than others. Last week, all of the videos except for our Let's Play video were started with stories. I really like that. I love the story stuff. Telling stories is a very fun thing for me for some reason. I don't know what it is about storytelling that I just really fuck with, but in my head, I feel like when I tell stories is when I'm having the most fun when I'm making videos. So that was a huge blast. At the same time, last week, I was also getting through publishing both old edited chapters of a new Jump Chain story, Lalo's Illogical Leaps, and also writing and publishing new chapters. And that is really fun and brings me to what I really wanted to talk about today, which is the way that my writing style works. My writing style is very interesting for a multitude of reasons, including the focus thing that I mentioned before. I am really a prisoner of whatever some sort of internal driving force wants me to write. And because of that, the things that I write can be very different from week to week and from month to month or from year to year. When I first entered the jump chain community, I wasn't doing any sort of writing at all, aside from occasionally making posts and engaging with people in comment sections and learning from them. After a while, I wanted to start writing stories, so I did. If you've ever seen the story, an OP neutral evil jumper haunts the Omniverse. That is a story that I wrote that got a lot of attention. It definitely had some people who enjoyed it. It was incredibly messy. And it was a very goofy, homebrewed jumper that was essentially me trying to create the specialist boy. It went as not good as you could imagine, even though I really like the story. I think that certain parts of it are very fun and certain ideas in it make me laugh. But after that story sort of stopped being something that I was actively working on, thank goodness, I started writing jumps. And when I started writing jumps, I wasn't trying to be weird or distinct about it. I was just writing jumps about stuff that I really liked. And for a while, I eventually started writing more stories and doing things in a very balanced way. And then, like 2 years ago, there was a point when my story writing muse just sort of switched off entirely. And all I did was write jumps and make content and like discussion posts. And that was really fun. I really liked doing that. And when I moved into where I'm currently living, my jump making muse kicked into overdrive. And for about, I want to say almost a year, I was writing jumps extraordinarily fast. And then in May of this year, my story writing muse came back a little, like in a baby form. And I was like, I should reboot a story called A New Chain that I liked, that the writing fell off in quality after I finished the first jump. I went back to the very end of the first jump, I rewrote that chapter, and then I started in a new second jump. And from there, it went really, 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 really well. But eventually, my muse got tired of that specific story and filled me with creativity for some other stories. Lalo's Illogical Leaps is one of those stories, and it is the one that is the easiest for me to write. It is as easy for me to write as it was for me to write an OP neutral evil jumper, which is truly incredible, because when I was writing that story at like my heyday of writing, I was writing not like a chapter a day, but I was writing several chapters a week, which has been the trend that's continued for Lalo's Illogical Leaps. And I'm really excited. I love writing with all of my heart and soul. And if I could make a living, if I could like pay my rent and stuff doing writing, I absolutely would. Writing is in some ways, and in terms of my career, I think that writing is probably my like OTP, me in writing, just because I love it, and it's something that allows me to share ideas and information without being as physically taxing as talking is. And I say that, and that's going to surprise some people. Talking is difficult for me. It causes me pain because of my chronic illness. And that is something that probably confuses a lot of people, because they're like, damn, man, if talking causes you physical pain, why do you make videos? And why do you make videos that are so long? And the answer to those questions is the same. I love creating things, and I love the format of videos. So I'm gonna do it even if I'm in pain, even if it's not easy. But sometimes stuff is gonna get a little silly. Anyways, I think that was like some of the big stuff that I wanted to talk about, and I'm actually feeling pretty content about all of this. Right now, if you do want to help me out, this little thing in my drive, which is available pretty much anywhere you can find my content and the stuff that I do, has links to ways to help me out, and has links to where you can find me and chat with me. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. I hope that the start to your week is going good, and I can't wait to get to know what you're up to if you feel like sharing it with me in the comment section of this video. Bye bye, everyone.